Welcome to Poplar Island. Poplar Island has a long and complex history that is relatively unknown by the general population. Unfortunately, our own knowledge of the space is mostly at the discretion of the records that have been saved, most focusing solely on the industrial history of the island. But we want to make sure we acknowledge that the island has cultural and spiritual significance to the many Halkomelem speaking peoples in the region. The history of indigenous peoples in this place that we know now as New Westminster goes back at least 10,000 years. This is especially relevant to the local geography of the Fraser River. Originally, the island was designated as one of 4 parcels of reserve land by Colonel Richard Moody to segregate indigenous peoples in order to establish his new colonial capital on indigenous territories. With the establishment of the capital, settlers came into the area introducing new diseases causing several smallpox epidemics, gravely impacting the population of indigenous peoples on the land we call New Westminster. As a response to the epidemic, the island was made into a smallpox quarantine facility for indigenous residents during the 1889 epidemic. The facility was described by the mayor at the time, John Hendry, as a good hospital, but was interestingly described by local newspapers as merely a house or a pest house of a very uninviting character formed of river mud and not the best place for invalids. Only $100 went into the development of the facility, as opposed to the $3,000 that went into the city's official hospital built 20 years prior. In 1917, the island was made into a shipbuilding facility and was subsequently clear-cut to make way for the industry developing on the island. Famously, the island built and launched 4 warships for the government of France from its shores, which were to be used during World War I. Then, a bridge was also built connecting the island to New Westminster, but it collapsed in 1936. Today, after this complex past, it has been sold and bought a few times with the interest of developing the island for further industry. However, the island has mostly sat dormant and was used as an anchorage for log booms, allowing it to regrow large portions of vegetation and trees on the island. It is now considered the largest undiked island in the Fraser River's north arm. Some consider it one of the healthiest islands left in the north arm of the Fraser, from New Westminster all the way out to the Iona Jetty.